cannot do this shit. Use social media. Do not let social media use you.
Nipple rain, coochie rain, look them both, do my thing.
You know I've been, you're too young, that's fine. We've been vibing, cruising, riding.
Hold on, let me check my Instagram real quick. Wait, let me check my Facebook real quick. Hold on, I gotta check my Snapchat real quick. Didn't I just say wait? I gotta check Twitter real quick. Hey loves, it's your girl, DeeAmbitiousGirl, and I'm back. This sounds weird because, like, where did I go? I didn't go anywhere. I just, like, left social media for a month, and everybody just thought that I fell off the face of the earth, and everybody just thought that something was wrong, that I died, that I got hurt, that, like, I was like, I don't know. No, but seriously, first and foremost, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below, and let's get settled in as I share with you guys why, how, and the impact that it had on me after I left social media for 30-ish plus days. Social media. I did not post on social media or get or use any social media for a little over a month, and when I tell you guys, I feel great. I mean, don't I look great? Thanks. I know you guys are thinking it. I know you guys are thinking. With the exception of this acne, please share tips below why I took a break. I had so much going on in my life that it just started to feel like things were like piling up, right? And see, here's the thing, which I have another video that I'm sharing later about when I realized that I was a functional depressant, and that'll talk a little bit more about that. But the thing is, I realized that I was just wasting a whole lot of time on social media, and it was making my anxiety worse. It was making my depression worse. It just was not bringing any benefits for the amount of time that I was spending on social media compared to, you know, the fact, besides the fact that, you know, I was able to run my business utilizing social media as a resource. But see, here's the thing, a lot of times we don't realize until we take a break from social media the impact that it has on us, but both negatively and positively, depending on how you use it. All I want to say is use social media. Don't let social media use you. And I personally was being used by social media. We all know that social media has a way of making us think that we're like behind in life. So if you're somebody like me that has anxiety, then 9 times out of 10 you're always going to feel this pressure that you've just told yourself, that people are pressuring you to be much more further ahead in life than you are right now. I know I'm not the only one. So with that being said, it didn't make things better when, you know, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, when Nipsey Hussle passed away. I just started to have, I took it to heart. Listen, I took his death to heart, as I know a lot of other people did also. Something very interesting happened when he passed away. I started to think more about my own death, and not in a way of like, you know, I was thinking about committing suicide or any crazy, you know, something like that. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, I was thinking hard about a legacy, you know, an impact, and being intentional and giving back. The more I started thinking about that, I started to think a lot about what it was that I was doing, and if I found myself doing the things that I wanted to do that was genuinely making me happy, or if I got sucked into that social media comparison game that subconsciously makes you alter the things that you are doing in life, and sometimes you don't realize it until it's too late. And in my case, I caught it just in time before I probably would have went through a nervous breakdown. And it just so happened the weekend before I decided to take a break from social media, I was sick. And during the time that I was sick, I was very intuitive and just being very cautious and conscious about everything that was going on around me. And I started to just feel like life was just piling on top of me, and I overexerted myself that weekend. Being that I did overexert myself that weekend, this was right before I went to San Diego. I went to spend some time in California during this hiatus as well. But before I left, I I just felt drained. But the thing is, I still had work to do. We had an event, I had work to do. But I felt so fucking drained to the point that I was just like, I need a day. I need 2 days. I need 3 days. And those 3 days just turned to 30, 31, 32. Before I knew it, you know, it had been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I did not miss it. Because I realized that because of all the time that I was spending on social media, I was not tending to my mental health. I was not tending to my personal development and all these things that people show off on social media, when truth is, I know I'm not the only one. So even though I was functional, I started feeling the anxiety and the pressure and the tension in my body. I just didn't like where I was, and I started to feel like everything that I was doing wasn't fun no more. Like, business wasn't fun no more, gym wasn't fun no more, and y'all know gym is life. Nothing was fun anymore. Everything started feeling like work, and that was the reason why I quit, you know, the job that I was working at anyways. The entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but 9 to 5 is not for everybody either. Disclaimer, this video is probably going to be all over the place because I didn't really take notes. I just decided that I was going to come on here and share, because so many people have reached out to me like, hey D, are you okay? What's going on? Whatever. Something crazy was going on with me, when honestly, you know, I was just tending to my mental health. Just like, I don't know, I'm in a really good space. What was I saying? Why? The beginning of this year started off very, very rocky for me. I've been living in Dallas for almost a year now. And the beginning of this year, you know, I lost my car, and that was a struggle for me. And I had to go back into the workforce. Life was just happening. And this was also around the same time that I started a new business. And it was just a lot going on. And instead of me taking the time, every time I felt myself getting down, instead of me taking that time to, you know, relax and self-care and tend to myself, I just piled more on top of it. Another business, new ventures, assisting other people, etc., etc. I just started piling everything on. I didn't really give myself time to heal. I didn't really give myself time to relax, time to recuperate, time to refresh, you know? There comes a time when you keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going, when life will literally just stop you. And I think that's why I got sick during the weekend that I got sick, because that was a weekend where I had to go. But God was saying, no. No, sit your ass down somewhere. I didn't. So, and then I realized that after the next day, because the very next day, y'all, I felt 100% better. Like, I didn't feel sick anymore. So I was like, wow, everything happens for a reason. I really believe the reason that I was sick was because of this. Because I needed to be conscious of the fact that I was overexerting myself, and I wouldn't just sit down even though I was sick. But it was, you know how, y'all know how we do. When we have stuff to do, you gotta go. You gotta do what you gotta do. Business is not gonna work itself. And not only that, we had brought a hostess in town, so I had to, you know, accommodate her. And I didn't want the fact that I got sick to interfere with that. So that weekend, I just overexerted myself times 10. So that's why after that, I was really like, you know, I need a break from life. A lot of people was like, oh, I know you have business, blah, blah, this and that. But honestly, I did not care. I'm going to take a break from life. I want to take a break from business, from socializing, from everything that asks anything of me. Instead of me just being able to be. And in the beginning, then I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? But like I told you guys, I was first like, it didn't even bother me because I was so tired and I was drained. So a day had already just went by, and then 2 days went by, and then I was in California. And then, you know, that's when I thought about it, and I'm like, I literally was just sitting around like twiddling my thumbs, like, what can I do? And then it hit me. Why? Because I don't have my phone in my hand, I feel useless. I feel like there's nothing for me to do. I feel useless, literally. And so I was like, you know what, bitch, read a book. You know what I'm saying? Watch a movie. Watch something motivational. Go outside. You know what I'm saying? You in California, go outside. Go do something with your life. And that's the thing. I feel like social media steals presence from us. And it's very important sometimes for us to just be in the moment. But because social media is now here, and it's pretty much here to stay for the most part, we don't even realize that, you know, we're not even living our lives in the moment, because everything that we see on social media is kind of like so perfect, and it makes us feel like we're not there yet. So automatically we start thinking about the future and thinking about what we can do to become better and do more and do better. So I just decided, you know, let me go outside. Go to the pool, go work out, go read a book, and, you know, do anything except pick up your phone and get on social media or do anything that has to do with business or work. Just be. And it was hard for me to just be, and that's actually not a good thing, because, you know, during this time I realized that it's not about being booked and busy. It's not about always having something business wise to do. Everybody, I feel like, you know, we in this phase of social media where it's like, you know, the hype phase where everybody's just booked and busy. No, I realized that I want to have the ability to live my life and get paid while doing it. Live my life genuinely and be happy and get paid to live. Like, for a lot of people that sounds like, bitch, that doesn't even exist. But the thing is, it doesn't. There's a lot of people who are blessed to be able to live their lives and get paid to do it. So my goal now is to find a way for me to allow money for me to just flow easily, frequently, without me having to do much. Because if I don't have to do a lot to make money, then that gives me more time, because time you can't get back, to be in the present moment and to be able to live my life and live in the moment and be present and not feel like that I'm missing out on my life because I'm so busy, you know, scrolling on social media, or I'm so busy trying to figure out a way to hustle and make the next dollar. That's where a lot of my anxieties come from, because of how I grew up and wanting to live up to this whole breaking generational curses and being the one and being the golden child and all of that different stuff. I didn't realize that I was subconsciously putting so much pressure on myself that aided and abetted in the depression and the anxiety abuse, the emotional abuse that I was putting myself through. A lot of times we be so quick to blame others for the social trauma that we endure. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing about social media. You have the power to control what you see. So social media should not be depressing you. That means that you have some internal work that you need to do. And that's when I realized that I have internal work that I need to do. So what did I do? Establish myself a morning routine and a night routine where I spent 3 hours in the morning and 3-ish hours at night just being, just doing something that contributed to my mental health, contributed to my personal development and to my personal success. Nothing to do with business, everything to do with just my mental and physical. So, you know, and that for me consisted of meditation, journaling, morning pages, making myself breakfast, drinking water, taking an extra 15 minutes than I usually do to just tend to, you know, skincare and doing my hair, and, you know, just tending to myself and listening to motivational stuff or watching motivational videos, listening to podcasts, and, you know, all of those different things. Because one of the things that I wanted to vow to myself during this time was to stay in a constant state of inspiration, stay in a constant state of being creative and inspired. Because I feel like if you are constantly inspired, then there is no way that you will have time to even be depressed or have anxiety. You're ready to put one foot in front of the other to achieve those goals and those aspirations that you have set forth for yourself. And I also spent this time to really think more about my own personal goals, whether it had to do with business or just my personal life. And one of the things that surprised me the most, because I feel like we don't realize, a lot of people may know this, but I don't think a lot of people realize that social media actually stumps your creativity. A lot of times we may think that because we're scrolling, we're seeing all these creative things that people are doing this stuff that we're like, oh, I want to try that, or that's dope, or that's very creative. We don't even realize that subconsciously we're kind of taking what other people are doing in some way, form, shape, or fashion, applying that to ourselves. And I even realized that in my own businesses that we started making changes in the business that, kind of mimic or was very similar to what other people were doing, of course with our own personal twist, but it was something that nobody hadn't seen before. And when you get rid of social media, but you also still stay in a constant state of being inspired and being creative, you'll realize that the ideas and the creativity and the stuff that you come up with is yours, and it came from inside of you. That's a beautiful thing. A lot of us don't, realize what's within us until we give ourselves that time to just be without any outside influence. Because y'all, whether you want to admit it or not, we are heavily influenced by social media, both positively and negatively. So that's why now when I get back on social media, one of the first things that I'm going to do is unfollow anybody on my timeline that is not contributing to my fucking mental health in a positive manner. I don't care. You're getting blocked. You're getting unfriended. I don't give a fuck if I got 5,000 followers and I'm only following 4 motherfucking people. Because I want to make sure that what I'm putting out is what I'm getting in. Because a lot of y'all and a lot of us have been these very motivational, inspirational people, but yet all we do is take it negatively. So bitch, you're fake. I don't want to be fake anymore. Even though I don't feel like I was ever fake, but I don't want to be fake. I want to make sure that the stuff that I'm putting out is the same thing that I'm applying to myself and the same things that I'm taking in. So positive vibes only is what I want to put out. Positive vibes only is what I want to take in, whether that be via social media or my environment, friends, the people I talk to, the people I collaborate with, the people I talk to all the time, whatever the case may be. I just wanted to make sure that literally my space, my temple, wasn't always in a positive space, a sacred space. Use social media. Do not let social media use you. Why? Because realize that social media is a business. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, there is a CEO and a whole team of people that gets paid for you being on social media. So guess what their job is? Their job is to keep you there. So social media has a very interesting way of making us become addicted to it so that they can continue to make money off of their business, their platform. So guess what I'm gonna do? Now I need to strategize and figure out a way to use social media to my benefit so that I'm not just another one person contributing to the money that's going in Mike Zuckerberg and everybody else's pockets. Think about the fact that all the time you're spending on social media just scrolling. When you're not doing it for your business, you're not doing it for the purpose of networking, you're not doing it for any of those things, you're probably just doing it for entertainment and boredom, that you are literally just contributing to their success. And no, boo-boo. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for my business, I'm here for my benefit, and I'm here to network and do what I have to do to get to where I want to go, and to also make sure that I'm putting out positive stuff and contributing to someone else's empowerment and liberation. Another thing is, I heard a lot of people say this, and I really want to make sure that I mention this. Social media is not the only way for you to acquire a customer. And if you don't even allow yourself time off of social media because of the fact that you have a business, you're literally just doing yourself a disservice. I don't give a fuck what these fucking social media experts say, because they also run a business off social media because they're experts in this field. What were we doing? How were these businesses sustaining before social media came around? You guys have to realize that maybe about 10 years ago, if that, it didn't even exist. And there were businesses still running. So during this time, when I said I wanted to stay in a constant state of being creative and being inspired, I also started thinking of other creative ways that I could acquire customers, and was very thankful for the fact that I have a list of subscribers on, because now I have people on my platform, so that if the day does come that social media no longer exists, I still have a way to run my business. Or if I just decide that I want to go on a vacation for 5 days and I want to turn my fucking data off and make sure that I'm still making money, I can do that. But a lot of us do ourselves a disservice because we feel like social media is the only way for us to make a coin, and it's not. I mean, get outside, meet people, speak to people, do vendor events, host your own event. Like, there is so many different things that you can do to acquire a customer to benefit your business, both online, yes, but especially offline. And I personally think that's the best way to do it, because that's the way that you're going to allow your customers to get to know and get a feel for the person behind the business. And y'all know, people do not buy your product. They buy into you. They might buy your product once, but what keeps the customer? You do. Not always the product. This is mostly for small businesses. I don't mean like these large corporations who we don't even know who the fuck is behind these brands. But if you have a small business, your customers that are constantly coming back to you are buying into you. They're not buying into your brand, because I promise you there is better quality out there somewhere. There's always going to be something better and always going to be something more. But you have to make sure that your brand and your personality speaks to your business, because that's what's going to keep your customer. So that's why I personally feel like it's important for your customers to know you. Other things that, I was strategizing and just thinking about. So that's why now I just want to make sure that I'm being intentional and personable and relatable in everything that I'm putting out into the world. Because at the end of the day, when I am no longer here, this goes back to the legacy talk and the, things that I was thinking about when it comes to the day that I'm no longer here on this earth. What are people going to say about you? What are you going to leave behind for your future family, or for those people that were following you, or for the people that believed in you? Just some videos, some pretty pictures on Instagram? No, honey, that's not enough. Because what if that day comes that the fucking robots take over and there's no more social media, because fucking our world is being controlled by technology and everybody, like fucking doomsday. I watch a lot of TV, so I literally just thought about this movie that I seen where the world was literally being ran by robots. That day is coming. So what was the impact? Impact. The impact that it had on me was, one, that words cannot do justice. My productivity levels have increased like Grant Cardone say, 10x. My productivity has 10x, y'all. I want y'all to do me a favor and do yourselves a favor. Go into your phone right now and check your screen time. And I'm gonna show you guys. My screen time used to, on average, be anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. And that's fucking embarrassing. Today, and this is only because I was watching YouTube, 3 hours. And that was because, let's see, it was due to, which is crazy because yesterday, it was only 52 minutes. That was due to YouTube. YouTube was 2.5 hours of that, and that's because I play like motivational videos and inspirational stuff and podcasts and stuff like that from YouTube. But other than that, 2 hours and 50 minutes comes from YouTube. The rest just comes from looking up stuff. So I want you to go to your screen time and see how long yours is, and ask yourself if you even feel comfortable with that, because I personally didn't. All that time that I was spending on social media was time that I was using to be productive. I start my morning every day writing down what it is that I need to accomplish today, what it is that I need to do. I put it on my board, I put it in my calendar, and I write it in my journal. And that's what I spend my day doing instead of scrolling on social media. So I'm very productive. And what else? Like I have time to do this, you know what I'm saying? And still get stuff done. Record a 30-minute YouTube video and still get stuff done. I also find my anxiety levels decreasing. Not feeling like I need to resort to my coping mechanisms like alcohol or, you know, gym. Even though I work out for the fun of it, but I also work out because of the stress relief. Because I didn't feel like I needed it. Because mentally I was in a better space. Mentally I was, you know, I felt a lot better, and I didn't feel pressured, because any pressure that I did feel was pressure that I applied to myself based on my own personal influence. And that's what we need to get back to, and having the ability to control what influences us. What else? Like, I don't even know why you girls even bother at this point. I don't even know why I said that. It's a beautiful thing, and honestly, I ask myself sometimes, like, bitch, do you even want to get back on social media? Because I was supposed to be back on Monday, and then I was supposed to get back on Wednesday, and now I'm just like, bitch, do you even need to get back on? Like, do they need you? Do you need it? I mean, the reality is, it's the world that we live in. So that's why now I want to make sure that I'm using I keep saying this for a reason. I want to make sure that I'm using social media and not let social media use me. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here, because guys, there is a lot more coming on this channel. I'm so excited that I'm in this space now where I'm just gonna be so productive and just be creative and just be in a constant state of inspiration, so that I can make content for you all and for myself to share my journey to becoming a liberated, educated, beautiful, melanated black woman. So thank you guys for tuning in, especially if you watched the video all the way to the end. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below, and stay tuned for more. I'm so excited to share with you guys my journey of transparency, my journey to achieving my dreams and aspirations and becoming the woman that I aspire to be. And I hope that you all have learned something from this video, and have taken something from this video, and also consider just giving yourself time to just be, whether that's for a day, whether it's for 2 days, whether it's for, you know, whether it's as small as decreasing your screen time by 1 hour. Like, guys, I wake up at around anywhere between 6 and 8 a.m. depending on if I wake up late. But every morning since I've been on this break, and let me tell you guys how we fooled ourselves. We fooled ourselves into believing that we don't have enough time in the day. And like people always say, we all get the same 24. So how is it that somebody else who has the same amount of time as us can find the time to do so much and get so much done, but yet we feel as though we're no different? You know why? It's because of how we're spending our time. So I want to inspire you to make sure that you're being productive, being intentional about every single thing that you put into your body, your mental health, and everything that you put out into the world, and contributing to the positive vibes all around. So I think that's it. Like this video, and of course comment below and let me know if you have taken a break before, how it contributed to you, or let me know if you're considering taking a break, and you know how long you gonna do it, and what is it gonna consist of for you, or why you may feel like you need a break. But thank you guys so much for all the love and support. For any of you that have reached out during this time, I'm good. I don't have any broken fingers, legs, or anything like that. No lacerations or nothing like that. I'm literally just like blooming. So thank you. And as always, peace and light and positive vibes on